Someone sent me this video of this man going all about trying very funny ways of testing which Babaláwo is real or fake. And I say funny because what confirms the authenticity of the Babaláwo for him is an ability to perform magic.
Sorry. Canada. Bíbélì kan sọ pé ká bá wádìí ohun wo dájú ká lè mẹ́lẹ̀ tí sò títọ́. So gbogbo ilẹ̀ rí wípé títì yìí ni mo ti bu yẹ̀pẹ̀ yìí. So màá wá lọ sọ fún babaláwo yẹn nísìnyí. Màá lọ sọ fún babaláwo yẹn wípé iyẹ̀pẹ̀ tí mo bù yìí o wípé a fẹ́ kọ́ company sí wípé iyẹ̀pẹ̀ tí mo rà ni wípé kó bá gbàdúrà sí wípé ṣé ilẹ̀ yẹn dá àbí kò dá wípé ká kọ́lé sí. So bó ṣe rí nìyẹn. Ta ló sọ pé ọmọlé babaláwo yìí láàrin?
You see, it is so sad how very, very base our understanding of the role of the Babaláwo is. Let us get something straight. Babalawos are not magicians. But I don't blame this man here too much because many Babalawos themselves have actively advertised themselves as magicians. Many today who call themselves Babalawo, they front themselves as magicians. So it serves them right that they are now being embarrassed. The Yoruba have a word for soothsayers, magicians and wizards. They are called Osho. There is Onishegun, and then there is the Babaláwo. Different offices with different portfolios. But today, if you ask a Yoruba person who is a Babaláwo, you'd hear native doctor, herbalist, and all of these very funny words. In a typical Yoruba setting, before we welcomed pollution, to be called a Babaláwo was the most dignifying thing that could happen to you. Magicians? That's an insult to the person of Orunmila and what he had in mind when he gathered young disciples and rigorously trained them for years to become Babalawos. I read one day Abibola's exposition of Ifa, and I was dazed at the great details Baba provided about the processes and intellectually tasking stages of becoming a Babalawo. The Babalawo is a custodian of the esoteric knowledge that is Ifa. You people don't know what Ifa is. Ifa is a very lofty and effective method of preserving ancient and ever-relevant epistemologies of a particular people called Yoruba. That is why I love reading Ifa verses so much. The structure of the poetry, the layers of profundity, the richness in diversity, that is what Ifa is. Now, those who understand these knowledges and serve as the gatekeepers of these knowledges, they are called Awo, because they carry on their hands something heavy, Ontowuwo. And the high-ranking ones amongst them are called Babaláwo. A Babaláwo is a leader of leaders, preservers of knowledge. Ẹyẹ tó ń bá ẹyẹ fò, àwọn akápò. They couldn't afford to live just anyhow. They had to lead a quiet life of discipline. They dared not be greedy or corrupt. They dared not cheat people. That is what we are talking about when we call a person a Babaláwo. Don't confuse a Babaláwo for a Baba Alariwo. Àwọn aláṣọ àparò tí ń fọ̀pẹ̀lẹ̀ ṣèké. If you meet a Babaláwo that promises you magic, you have seen the exact Babalawo to run away from. Because being a Babalawo is not about making this charm and that charm. Leave those ones for Onishegun. Babalawo la pe yin. How can you go to a Babalawo and your way of testing if he is real or fake is by asking him, can you tell me my phone number? Can you predict who will win election? Are you okay? Being a Babalawo is not about meaningless things such as predicting birth results. That's nonsense. Get serious. We are talking seriousness here. Forget all those very funny, ridiculous things Nollywood has shown you, where you see a supposed Babalawo seeing a vision from some water in a calabash. Or they put some white cloth on the wall and the Babalawo says, Oyela, and the white cloth becomes a screen. Showing the past events of a particular character and transforming the whole shrine into a cinema. Or they bring one Osoyin that talks like a human being and they start deceiving you with boring, cheap drama. Let's get serious. All those things are not true. They are ridiculous lies. I converse with real Babalawos. A Babalawo is a sage. He is a professor, highly respected. He has in his head the ancient knowledges of Ifa by which he guides those who come to him seeking answers. My own uncle in Faji, Baba Fayemi Awoyemi is a real one. Ifagbenushola is authentic. I have mentioned Baba Wande Abimbola. We still have Baba Yemi Elebuibon amongst us. Doyin Olosun in Oshogbo is an Iyanifa of proven veracity. If you want to know a real Babalawo, these are the things to look out for. Check his character, observe his lifestyle, and let your spirit guide you through the rest. He is no saint, and he is very far from being perfect. But no one goes through the kind of training he has gone through and remains the same. Please don't insult him by making magic and mysticism the standards of his authenticity. Washiri.